Hello, my name is Trudy Wireman. I'm Acting Dean of Distance Education. Here at IU East, we value 6 principles of online learning: organization, communication, student interaction, multimedia, instructor presence, and assessment.
So what I really value in an online classroom is student interactivity. Obviously with language, that's really important. Some people might think that you can't learn a language online, but I actually decided to do some research into our students' progress, and I've noticed from the study that our online students are actually outscoring our in-class students as far as oral fluency. And I think that's due in large part to the interaction they can have in the online environment.
I am Young Yu, who is the assistant professor in mathematics. And I have taught numerical analysis this semester. And for student interaction, I used discussion forum in on-course. In my class, the online group is divided into 8 groups, and each group has 6 or 7 students. And if each student posts their question or they discuss the group project.
When we decided to put anthropology courses online, I was faced with a challenge. How do I establish presence as the instructor in an online course? How do I let them know it's me, their instructor, that's attempting to engage them? How do I keep the course from just becoming perceived as a list of readings and website visits? Using these, what I referred to as mini lectures, I could provide detailed information, and I could use a little humor as well. I wanted to give them something that they would remember. The student of today uses media as a means to establish their presence in social spaces. And that seems to be what I'm doing. And that relates and connects to today's students who see an electronic social environment as being one in which they want to establish presence and that they want their instructors to establish presence.
For me, the professor, I value online teaching. It gives me the opportunity to present different platforms for students to learn. And for the student, it gives an opportunity for those who can't attend these traditional courses and classes here on IUE. They get a chance to actually complete their degree online, and also gives them advanced opportunities in their career as well too.
My first experience with online education was a chemistry class I took a number of years ago, and it was basically a correspondence course. There was 0 instructor presence, it was not multimodal at all, and it was not a great experience. So when I came to IU East and I was assigned to teach my first online class, I was a little intimidated. I knew I did not want to replicate that experience. But what the Center for Teaching and Learning did for me is it showed me how I could take the skills I had developed in my face-to-face pedagogy and transfer it to a digital environment.
My primary role is to help students with those first steps, with the top 10 questions they may have about taking online classes. Like, do I have to be online at a certain time? How do online exams work? What are the technology requirements that I need to be successful in my online classes? What I want online students to know is that there are many resources available to them, that there are lots of great people here at IU East to help them be successful in their online classes and achieving their end goal of a high-quality IU education.
Working with online students is different than working with students face-to-face because you have to have a little more empathy for the student. You have to understand where they're coming from, their background, and know where they're at understanding online and the terminology that it is in online, because it is different than a face-to-face class. So when you're assisting an online student, you really have to make sure you're explaining yourself the best way you possibly can, and you have to really be patient with them, because sometimes they get easily frustrated, and you have to be there to kind of walk them through it and help them realize that there is somebody there on their side that's willing to help them in any way possible.